Pregame.com.
Welcome back to Pregame.tv. I'm joined in studio, Ken Thompson, Brian Leonard, the Wednesday crew. We're looking at ACC action. Florida State, Clemson. Guys, this has got to be the biggest game of the year for the ACC. Winner, driver's seat, not only to win the ACC, get to the championship game, but if they take care of business, the winner of this game, and if anybody else stubs their toe, I think is going to be right in line for one of the halves of the BCS National Championship game.
Brian, let me ask you something. 3 weeks ago, what do you have? You have Clemson at least a 3-point favorite. Now it's flip-flopped.
I haven't. I'm not as impressed with Clemson as a lot of other people have. And now with Stanford losing last week, I mean, it even makes it even more important for the winner of this game. I think Florida State's the better team here. You take a look at the schedule. They played, in my regard, the tougher schedule. The only concern I have here is the home team has won 10 of the last 11 straight up. Clemson has won 17 out of 18 straight up at home. This is a really tough place to play. Dave Essler was in town when they had the seminar here, and it was the first week of the season. And I was telling him, I said, you know, I'm kind of looking at Georgia. He goes, I would not go against Clemson playing at home in a night game. And this is a guy who lives in that area. He travels. He actually goes to the games as opposed to us who have to be here and bet. He's going to the games from that area. So, and he's a very good handicapper. And I thought about that. I go, you know, as much as I think Florida State's the better team here. And in fact, when you take a look at Clemson's offense, prolific offense, Heisman Trophy candidate. Florida State's actually averaging 2 yards per play better offensively. They've just been dominant offensively, the young quarterback and all. But I don't want to go against Clemson at home. And as you mentioned, in the home dog role, this is going to be one game I'm going to watch. I'm not going to participate.
Brian, do you remember, I know you're a big guy that goes.
Yeah, he just wanted to point out as a big guy.
Big guy that goes down to the Golden Nugget. You're one of the guys in town to put your money where your mouth is. Early in the season, before everybody else has spoke and everybody else can hear what everybody else likes, you hit those opening numbers that the Golden Nugget does and put your hard-earned money down on it. Do you remember what this line was back then? I should have sent you an email before.
Yeah, it was interesting because I sat next to Frank at the Tuesday meeting this week, and Frank and I did a lot of betting together. And he says, we got this game? And I said, you know, I thought we had this game, but I didn't circle it on my sheet. I think it was the same number as it is now, Florida State 3. But I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think that as the season has progressed, and the one thing that that you said that I kind of disagree with, I think Clemson's played the tougher schedule over Florida State. I mean, Clemson opened the season with that Georgia game that we talked about, and this was when Georgia was healthy, right? Because you can't compare Georgia from the first week of the season to Georgia now, you know. And then, granted, I know there's not a lot in there since then, but you had to go on the road, play a Thursday night game at NC State. I know I don't want to bring up that game.
Yeah, 12.
You know.
Well, South Carolina come right back off that tough loss, go home in a must-win situation.
So, to me, I just think that Florida State's had a little bit of the softer schedule because who's the big game that Florida State has played so far? They played Pitt to open the season on a Monday night, so that would be comparable to Clemson playing NC State on a Thursday. But the difference between those two is Florida State had all summer to prepare for Pitt. That was the first game of the season, and playing on a Monday. Clemson played Saturday, come back, play on a short Thursday, which we all know is generally, a disadvantage. So I give, again, a little bit of an edge to that one. Plus, Pitt was starting a quarterback, who was starting for Pitt for the first time because Sinceri had graduated and everything. So another advantage for Florida State. But, of course, Florida State was starting a rookie quarterback, too, not not your typical freshman quarterback.
Is it the way that they blew out Maryland? Because I think that caught everybody by surprise. Not that they would win the game, but that they just embarrassed them.
You know, Ken, it was interesting. I was down at the Golden Nugget 2 weeks in a row. Some of our friends were you guys were in that contest, right?
Right.
And I would go down and support my friends. I tried to support you guys, and I screwed up the time or whatever, so I didn't get a chance to go.
Wouldn't have helped.
But anyway, when I was down there, I mentioned to all the handicappers, I go, why are people continually betting against Maryland? Because every week money would come against Maryland, and then Maryland would blow people out. Then all of a sudden they had the one bad game. But really, that's the only bad game this team has played all season long. Maryland's been a very good team.
Yeah, but again, you're right, Ken. I think the combination of the big blowout over Maryland, and then people are going to look at last week, Clemson struggled with Boston College the entire game. Now, I don't want to blow my own horn, but that was the absolute sandwich game of all time. I mean, that wasn't just, use my line, it's not a sandwich. That was a 12-foot hoagie because Clemson came off of playing Syracuse, first ever ACC game in the Carrier Dome. Big game, go on the road. I know Syracuse is not a good team, but being that was the first ACC game that they were having there, Syracuse was pumped up. And I know there was a lot of cappers that thought Syracuse had a chance to stay with Clemson in that game, and Clemson took care of business, blew them out. And then you come home to play a Boston College team that is really not that good, and you've got Florida State on deck. How can you not look ahead?
Let's remember, though, Boston College put up 34 points on this great Florida State defense.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, and actually we're right in that game till the end. Florida State had to really come on. They win at 48-34, but they were in a dogfight in that game.
Clemson.
No. The week
Florida
before,
State.
Boston College played Florida State before the Maryland
Well, they just
game.
played Clemson, too.
Yeah, they played Clemson tough last week.
And it was the same situation as Clemson was down that game.
Right.
Clemson trailed almost the game.
Right, but I'm saying as far as Florida State, though, they struggled with Boston College, too.
Yeah, so.
It's the only common opponent they have.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? You guys don't have anything else to add. Let's go ahead and make this one official. All right, the intangibles in this game for me are one. I am totally throwing out the Boston College game from last week. I expected a dull effort from Clemson. They couldn't help but look ahead. It's been a long time since Clemson has been in the national spotlight the way they are now, and they control their own destiny. They win here and they win out. This team will be playing for a national championship, in my opinion, unless Alabama and Oregon run the table. That's the only way they get locked out. But I like Clemson at home. This home field is one of the toughest in college football, and I've got to look at value. I think there's a little bit of value here. Personally, I make this game a pick. Maybe Florida State won at most. I think you're getting slightly an edge here because of the recent scores. I think Florida State's always been a more flashy team, more in the limelight. Clemson so many times have had a good team, and then as soon as they step up, they'd lose that big game, couldn't get over the hump. But I got to also look at the final intangible. First off, the quarterback for Florida State, he's going to be great. This kid's got all of the talent, and I love watching him play. But he's still a freshman. He's going against a quarterback that's played in big games before. Tajh Boyd has got the job done, has the experience, and we don't know how Winston's going to, handle the pressure until he's in it. I know Boyd has already played in it, and he's already had a marquee game where he had to go down the field and win a game, played a back-and-forth game with Georgia the first week of the season. I think that experience, the home crowd, and a little bit of value with the line is going to add up to a Clemson win. I got to make it Clemson. I'm calling for Clemson to win this one 31-27.
Yeah, I have no qualms about it. I would only go Clemson. Like he said, Death Valley is in the top 3 as far as home field advantages in college football.
Let me ask you this. Right now, the number is basically sitting on 3. I think there was a couple of 2.5s they were taking out. Where do you think this game goes off? You think it stays at 3? Or?
I think it's going to be, and I actually said this on your show Monday night when you were having a good time in San Diego and Chuck sat in for you with Bernie. I said, I think this is going to be one of those ping pong numbers where it's going to sit at 3. There's going to be some money come in on Clemson. It's going to drop down to 2.5, and immediately all the Florida State guys are going to come back, grab the 2.5, put it back to 3. If you're betting this game, I think if you're betting Florida State, you should be able to get a 2.5. If you're betting Clemson, you should get a 3. If you get it the other way around, you're not doing your homework.
What's your thoughts, you guys' thoughts on the total in this game? I mean, Clemson hasn't really stopped anybody all year. Florida State's defense has been terrific. But both these offenses have the ability to score on anybody.
They do. In Florida State, they've played super, but if you look at that schedule, what's the best offense they've played on their schedule? They haven't played an offense as dynamic as Clemson's yet. So Florida State, we say they have a good defense, but I need to see them stop a real offense before I'm totally sold on them.
I'm totally going over. When you have weapons like Rashad Green, Kenny Shaw, Devonta Freeman, and Williams out of the backfield for FSU, then you've got McDowell, who's very solid, but a Sammy Watkins, I mean, you've got players like Watkins and Green out there. There's going to be big plays. Boyd and Winston will make plays themselves. We'll see how good Winston is composure against adversity. This will maybe be the first time the youngster has to fight through adversity on the road, hostile environment. But we've seen these young kids come up, and they don't feel the pressure, some of them. I mean, from the Andrew Lucks on down, as it's continued, it kind of blows our minds. Even into the NFL, first-year quarterbacks we saw last year, Russell Wilson, Kaepernick, RG3. It blows my mind how composed these guys are.
The transition from college to NFL, how quick it's been. You know, I mean, Brian, we're old school. I mean, you used to, a quarterback never
walked around with a clipboard.
Yeah, 3 years. You know, you were on the bench for 3 years before you even got a shot. You know, and now they're coming in, not only coming in and starting, they're making impacts and taking teams to the playoffs. It's crazy. Hey, that's it for that one. We've got one video left. Brian Leonard's going to break down Monday Night Football. It was Minnesota and the New York Giants. Me and Ken, you know, we had a closed meeting and said, you know what, the new kid, he's got to have the shit game of the week. I'm sorry.
Shortest straw. Shortest straw.
You're used to that. All right. We'll be right back. Monday Night Football. Brian Leonard's play on Minnesota, the New York Giants.
Who did that?